Here, I'm live. Wow. All right. Here I am. Hey, the picture actually looks a little better. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm Cindy. Welcome to my show or welcome to my live stream here. I'm just going live again. I did not get the memo here. That's I think what I was going to start talking about here. Is I did not get the memo as I'm talking about as I heard about this thing called the dead internet theory. I don't know if we can say dead. I don't know why we couldn't say, I mean, it's in the title of the thing. So, but is this a conspiracy theory? I suppose it's probably maybe a conspiracy theory that the internet is kind of going through some things. We're going towards what, as I heard, Web 3, and I'm not familiar with the whole thing of either Web 2 or Web 3 or Web 1 or something like that. I suppose maybe I long for the days of Web 1, from my limited understanding of what Web 3 is, and I guess that's kind of going towards the realm that everything is. It's kind of a sterilized space here on the internet here with and limited engagement and all sorts of things. I of course did not. I'm new to this now, so I've just actually recently gotten a computer, and I'm still trying to figure out how to use the actual computer. See, I'm what we call in the business a luddite. So I really try and stay away so much from technology. I only need as much technology as I need to usually do my work. But right now I'm apparently out of work, so maybe now is the time to start learning new things and learning new technology, and that's what I'm doing here. So that's pretty much my story here as far as that's concerned. But is the internet dead? I think that's kind of a question. I kind of seem to think it might be. We might be onto something here with this whole dead internet theory uh, thing because I can't seem to get any kind of engagement with anybody. I'm somebody who really doesn't have a whole lot of friends. Actually, I would say I probably don't have any friends at this point in time, and I think that's kind of a big problem for a lot of folks out there. A lot of people out there, and they might not have the friends or the support system out there that might help them get through difficult times. And right now, currently, I'm going through well a difficult time, and perhaps I brought it on myself, or perhaps it was thrust upon me, and I'm just trying to make the best of it as far as how I go along here. But as you can see, I'm kind of stuck in a. This is not exactly a. I did not decorate this room. This is the, this is the, well, I guess I decorated that, but that's very temporarily. So this is a very temporary place to be here in the extended stay hotel where I'm currently calling home. I'm almost uh, what would the word be? Reluctant. I guess maybe reluctant to actually call it home. I mean, it is a roof over my head, and I'm happy about that because everybody does need that. But as far as calling it home, I cannot. There's for the life of me cannot really ever really call it home. I was talking to like my mom, and she's like, "Are you at home?" And I said, "Well, I don't know how I can really call this place home." Um, so I don't really have a home. So maybe we should get into my whole story here as far as telling that tale. Let's tell that whole tale. So back in um, back in May of last year, 2024, I was doing all right here. I mean, I suppose I was doing all right, or well, I mean, I wasn't crushing it or anything like that, but I mean, I was at least able to pay my bills and go along through life, but always wanting to think that there's going to be something more. And so I stepped outside my comfort level. So I had a job, and I was making enough to, well, at least cover the rent, uh, and basic living expenses, but really nothing more than that. Um, and of course, that's just kind of an issue. So what happens when you have someone that you're working, say, 50, 50, 60, 70 hours a week, I was working quite an awful lot and never seeming to get ahead. It was really just kind of a spinning your wheels type of existence here. And of course, that was my job as a courier, was driving. So yes, there was a lot of spinning of the wheels, not intentionally, but the wheels just had to keep spinning, had to keep spinning, and had to keep propelling the vehicle, the car down the road, get get everything uh, all all delivered up and everything like that. And I was very good at what I did, and I used to enjoy it. I mean, I used to really enjoy my work. My work. I would be able to go out and I had a some the resemblance of freedom to it. Even though I was at work, I was largely left to my own devices here, as far as going out and just all I had to do was make sure that I got the job done, and that was good. So, and I was very good at what I was doing. But of course, I started noticing things, and I'm around Chicago here, so or I'm just outside Chicago right now, and I used to drive around Chicago all day, and not really the nicest parts of town or everything like that. I would call them depressed areas, or oppressed areas, or some kind of an area and there's a lot of those. There's a lot of those, and you can see a lot of people who are just kind of down on their luck. But for some reason or another, in Chicago, this strange thing, and maybe if you know what I'm talking about, you can understand this, that in these large cities like this, uh, there's just so many of us, so many people out there. The roads are always full, and it used to kind of be mind-boggling because I'm like, well, where is everybody going? Why does everybody have to go anywhere all the time? And of course, I listen to the news, or I would listen to the news, and constant things that, oh, well, unemployment is up, or oh, but then the new job numbers came out, or something like that. But as I'm looking around and looking at it, there was a disconnect, because it's like all the cars on the road didn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, as far as where was everybody had to go? Where did everybody have to go all the time? I mean, how is it possible that there? I mean, maybe it's just because there's just that many of us, that many people living in a short little area. But to go down the streets, and it was always one, I'd always kind of wonder, as I'd see these little shops on the street, um, or in the strip malls, or wherever, and kind of wondering, how are they making it? How are because you can pass by 100 different nail salons, and you're saying, well, how are each and every one of these nail salons actually cutting it, as far as getting all the business that they need in order to stay in shape. And then of course there's it's not just nail salons. I mean, it's other businesses too, little restaurants that, well, I would probably never go to, or but somebody must be going to them. Now I'm not sure maybe so much about the restaurant world, as far as maybe that's kind of the normal cycle, that and every day you're going to have a little bit of a thing where the 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 restaurant might be busy only a couple hours out of the day, and that's maybe where they make a lot of their money, or something like that. But it seemed to me that I would pass by a lot of these businesses and just kind of have to wonder, like, how are they cutting it? Where is the need here for the business? Now, I mean, if it was your business, I don't want to detract from that or at all. Uh, you know how your business runs, but I just didn't see really either the cars sitting in front of the place or a lot of empty parking lots and a lot of things going on. And then when you think about things about how business goes, I mean, every business has got to have to probably pay some sort of rent on their thing, and rents can get very high, especially when you're dealing with commercial real estate type of ventures. You might be talking about several thousands of dollars a month. So you have to make several thousands of dollars a month, just to cover the rent. So, and are your sales going to be cutting that? So, I mean, I guess it's a little wonder why there's so many businesses that have been closed down, and so many places that have gone out of business, because it's like they can't seem to cut it with the whole well, paying the rent and paying all your fixed costs and all your expenses and everything like that. Then where's your profit margin? Where's it all coming from? So there's always kind of this thing. I mean, it's really kind of a, and nobody will ever tell you this, and but what do most of these businesses do? I mean, I can drive down the highway or whatever, and I can look at all the buildings and everything and say where, what do all these companies do? I mean, because you've got like company co or whatever. I mean, make up a title or something like that. And here at company co, we're innovative and but of course it doesn't really say exactly what exactly the company actually does, and how are they making anybody's lives better. So I think that kind of goes along the lines with it, kind of like the dead internet theory too, something like that, because everything is now online. So, and again, I can look outside the window right now, and I can see plenty of people going places, doing things, or I don't know where they're going or what they're doing. Everybody's always got someplace to be, other than where they're at, and you can't just kind of sit and be where you're at all the time. I mean, you really can't. So, I mean, you have to get out there and do all kinds of, go out and get that kind of, go out and earn a living. So, but earning a living is getting to be a lot harder these days. I would say